You know, it's funny. A lot of people, for some reason, thought that this was going to be a trap game. We, on the other hand, didn't expect that.
No, we did not view this as a trap game, specifically because we credited Washington a lot coming into this game, and we do credit them coming out of this game. I feel like Washington has a really true good future in the league, especially if they lead with that front seven.
Yes,
and with Ron Rivera head coach.
They got a very underrated squad. They got a very underrated team. That defense is definitely a big saving grace for them this season.
And they came out with a big victory here, a big statement victory against the undefeated Pittsburgh Steelers, and tie with the Giants once again for the NFC East. So, good on Washington.
Yeah, and I tip my hat to them. They came into our territory, our home, and knocked us off our pedestal. And I condone them a lot on that. I really do. I respect that a lot from them because they weren't playing around. They are not playing around, man. I condone them for that.
No, definitely.
I really do. You know, it's a tough loss. It sucks. It really does. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people on social media and a lot of trolls in the comments. You lost to a team that doesn't even have a name. You lost to the football team.
Yeah, I mean, they're already saying it.
But you know what? Good. Listen, I'm upset that we lost. I'm like...
No, I ain't gonna lie. As soon as we lost, as soon as I saw Ben throw that interception to John Bostic, of all people. Hey, Bostic, it's good to see you doing what you do best, costing the Steelers the game. But, yeah.
Where were you when we needed that?
Exactly. But yeah, as soon as I seen it, I ain't gonna lie, my heart sank. I was a little depressed, and then it started to, something inside me, started to wake up a little bit, saying, you know what? This is the exact loss that the Pittsburgh Steelers needed.
This is a wake-up call that they desperately need.
Because, of course, coming into this game and throughout the entire year, and still present today, even after this loss, people are saying the Steelers are overrated. They're the worst 11-0 team in the league. They're the worst 11-1 team of all time or whatever. All this stupid crap that you've never heard of before when it came to NFL teams, but now all of a sudden this shit's starting to open up. But yeah, this was needed because all year we've been hearing that we needed this humbling loss. I ain't gonna lie, we did not look undefeated. We did not feel undefeated. There were a lot of games this year where it didn't feel like a win, but we still came out with the win. We obviously had a lot of mistakes to work on, especially after that Baltimore game, and especially today, because I saw no improvement from that Baltimore game in today's game. Now, that might have been due to because of limited rest, limited prep time. They only had 4 days to prepare for this Washington game. Washington had 10. The Steelers only had 4. Keep that in mind. I'm not saying that's the reason why we lost.
No, that is not the reason why we lost. We led at halftime.
We did.
We led at halftime.
14-3.
We let them come back. All right, so we're not using the amount of rest that Steelers had as an excuse.
Or even the injuries.
No. Washington was the better team. They won, fair and square. They wanted it more. They clearly showed that.
Of course, we deserve to lose this game. And because of the reasons why, we needed this loss. Because of all the mishaps, because of all the flaws, because of all the drops that the receivers still continuously continue to make. Because of bad red zone efficiency. And specifically, most importantly, because of the horrible offensive coordinator that the Pittsburgh Steelers still, for some reason, employ.
And that's Randy FICHTNER.
This dude needs to go. I know we said it for the past 2 years now. I know we said it pretty much every week. We sound like broken records. But seriously, this was the worst game I've seen him call since he became the Steelers offensive coordinator. This was absolutely garbage.
This is horrible.
It was
an abomination to what the Steelers have shown all year on offense.
This was on the level of a Chicago Bears play calling. This was on the level of a Chargers play calling. Very incompetent, very conservative, very illogical. What the fuck are you doing? Randy fucking FICHTNER needs to go. He is absolute garbage.
He needs to get out.
He has got to go.
He needs to get out of Pittsburgh. He is what's killing this goddamn Steelers offense.
What was he doing today? All that talent that you got present in this offense, and that's what you come up with? Absolute freaking an abomination.
It was horrible.
It was horrendous. I mean,
look at the amount of talent and the amount of just the depth in general that we got on this offense, the amount of weapons that Ben's using.
And this is what you
and Ben did nothing. Ben did nothing.
Well, it seemed like he was the only one trying to play today, if I'm going to be honest with you.
I'm not saying it's Ben's fault. I'm saying it's FICHTNER.
Of course it is. But, I mean, it seemed like Ben, outside of Washington, of course, Washington had a great game. 2 receptions, 80 yards, and a touchdown. Get this man involved more. You get Washington involved, good things will happen.
And it showed on that 50-yard touchdown.
Get Washington involved more. That's all I got to say from the receiving game. At least he doesn't drop every single fucking pass.
No, not like Deontay Johnson, not like a Juju who's been dropping passes lately, not like a Claypool, in which I do believe that we should get him involved more. I didn't see him much in this game whatsoever, and I don't know why. And especially Eric fucking Ebron.
Seriously, these fucking drops need to stop. They need to get on the jug machines. I want to see these dudes on the jug machines in their sleep. This is horrible.
It's just catch the goddamn ball.
It's killing us all. Outside of FICHTNER and his ridiculous play calling, this is our biggest flaw on offense.
It's our kryptonite.
We have no fucking rushing game to depend on. So when these dudes are dropping passes and they can't be dependent on, we have nothing to offer on offense. Especially with FICHTNER calling the shots. We can say all we want. We can preach and scream loud into the air as long and as hard as we want. FICHTNER's not going anywhere. How many times have we preached for Keith Butler to go when he had his mishaps? Especially in the playoffs against the Patriots, against the Chargers
and the
a few
Jags.
years ago, and of course the Jags.
The goddamn Jags.
How many times have we preached for Keith Butler to go, but he's still present today? We can preach all we want about FICHTNER needs to go. He better not be the coordinator by next week. He's going to be. That's the sad part here. So he needs to freaking go. I mean, I can go over just a few flaws in this game. Before halftime, before the football team got 3 points, their field goal before the end of the first half, instead of coming out, they had 2 minutes on the clock. Yeah, 2 minutes on the clock. Instead of coming out hot and aggressive and trying to continue to lead and up the score, he hands the ball off to Jalen Samuels on a 1st and 10. Why are you not coming out aggressive when you have that much time on the clock to increase the fucking score towards halftime? And then the dumbest call, I swear to God, I've ever seen in my entire fucking life.
And I know which one you're talking about. Go on.
Why the fuck are you running a running back draw on a 3rd and 10 with Benny fucking Snell of all people?
In Steelers territory. I think that was around the 10, 15-yard line.
What the fuck was that? You run a running back draw on a 3rd and 10. That alone is ridiculous. But you give it to Benny Snell?
Like, if you're going to do that, well, first of all, you shouldn't do that play.
No.
But if you are, you get McFarland in there because he's the fucking speedy guy that can go up. Because you knew for a fact that that football team defense was expecting pass. And they were, but then they used Snell, who's not fast. And,
by any means.
And who was it? I can't remember who tackled him, but he was there and got him right away. If it was McFarland, at least he would have had the speed to possibly try to break the tackle and get up there.
But no, you give it to Benny Snell on a 3rd and 10. And thus, I believe Washington scored immediately after that.
Yes, they did.
Great job.
Like, this offense is so inconsistent. Receivers are dropping passes. FICHTNER can't think of a game plan at all to save his goddamn life.
And how could we forget the 4th down in conversions, the 4th down failures? Now, first of all, I want to say this right here, right now. I agree with both of the calls. You're already at the goal line. Go for it. Now, did those 2 4th down conversions come into play? Yes. They were obvious, easy field goals. Now, we had a backup kicker because Boswell was inactive today. We had Matthew Wright, who actually made, I forget how long it was. He made 1 field goal and all his extra points. He actually did solid today. Hopefully he finds a good future somewhere in the league for a kicker-needy team.
Yeah.
But did those come into effect? Yeah, we lost by 6 points. If we would have kicked those field goals instead of going for the 4th down conversions, then the game would have been tied or we possibly could have came out with a victory. But I do agree with the 4th down calls. You're already at the goal line. Go for it. They didn't make it. They ran it with Benny Snell again, which arguably is the right call. But if your intention is to run it on 4th down, why are you not running I for him? Or better yet, why are you not giving it to your fullback in Derek Watt, who at this point, why the fuck are we even paying him?
Why the fuck is he on his team?
You release Roosevelt Nix and sign Derek Watt for someone more dependable and more healthy. He has not even seen half of the time on the fucking field.
He's getting like 6 snaps per game. And how much is he being paid? $2 million?
2, 3 million? I forget.
You're paying this guy this much money for 6 snaps a game. Nuh-uh.
You bet. Why are you not even using him?
You want to run the ball on a 4th and fucking goal. Get that man involved.
I know we did a few times on that specific drive and we failed. But again, if your intention is to run on 4th down, I-form is the way to go. You're not going to run single back where Chase Young can easily come over the fucking edge and make the stop. And then
It's just so stupid.
Of course, in the other 4th down conversion, which in a way I also agree with, even though we could have went for the field goal, but I get being aggressive, and you never really know with this new kicker's first NFL game in Heinz Field under this amount of pressure. I get why you went for it. I agree. I would have gone for it too. I feel like that was the right call.
No, I don't mind him being ballsy.
No,
I don't.
The specific play call though. Absolutely. What's the word I'm looking for?
Dumb?
Yeah.
I guess you
basically.
can say that. It was dumb. You're going to throw it to your 3rd string running back. I mean, I do agree. I do think that Ben could have thrown a better ball.
Sure.
He definitely should have. But that's who you're going to depend on. That's who you're going to put
the game on the line. Your 3rd string running back, Anthony McFarland. Not Chase Claypool, who has the height to obviously make that fucking catch. Not James Washington.
Or Juju, who's one of the best contested catchers in the game, although he's had some drops. You're going to trust your 3rd string running back. Yeah, like that. Like, that's going to work. Like, that's so goddamn smart.
I don't know what is with FICHTNER and just giving it to the running back when it doesn't make sense. Like, specifically in the receiving game. He's done it how many times? It makes no fucking sense.
They're not explosive. They're not going to be like an Alvin Kamara or a J.D. McKissick.
No.
Like, he torched our defense so much. Like a freaking Austin Eckler, like a Christian McCaffrey. We ain't got guys like that.
No, we don't.
It ain't going to work.
This is the worst offensive play calling game I've ever seen from Randy FICHTNER. This was horrendous.
And it cost us the game. The defense can only do so much,
They
man.
can, man. TJ Watt did good today outside of that holding on 4th down. He got a sack. Robert Spillane got a sack, although he exited the game with an injury. Hopefully it's not severe, because last thing we need is another fucking injury at a linebacker.
And Joe Hayden even went out with a
concussion.
A potential concussion.
So, I mean, Mike Hilton played great. Cameron Sutton played great. These guys stepped up when they needed to. It's just the defense can only do so much in this type of situation. Especially when the coordinator is just not giving you any fucking help.
No.
This guy needs to go. I know we can preach about it all night, all day, as long as we want. It's not going to happen.
It needs to happen.
It does.
If you want to save your goddamn...
Even Snoop Dogg said it himself.
He did.
Fucking Snoop Dogg.
If you want to save your season and your offense, that's the move you got to do.
Or just let Ben take over.
You might as well. Because whenever Ben takes over, you know when it happens.
Of course.
And 9 times out of 10, he's going to get in the end zone.
Let me ask you, why do you think James Washington got involved today? Because Ben preached about it. He's been preaching for weeks. I want to get James Washington involved.
And the 2 times that he got involved, one was a 30-yard gain. And then the other one was a 50-yard touchdown.
Ben knows what's best for this offense.
And then he wants to get Chase Claypool involved, too. I hardly saw Claypool in this game.
He made one big 30-yard catch, I believe.
And that was about it. Get these guys involved.
Seriously, we need to let Ben take over. FICHTNER is garbage. He is. If you didn't know that before, you know it now.
And we're not taking any away from that Washington football defense. Their defense came to play.
Of course they did. That front seven is incredible.
But my God.
Yeah, I mean, that defense is very underrated, and they're only going to grow on the secondary and at linebacker, which is scary to think about. With that front seven they already have,
yeah.
Imagine when they gain more. Maybe they get a Reuben Foster back. Maybe they add more to the secondary. They get Landon Collins back. That defense is going to be great.
It's going to be scary. No doubt.
I'll give them that. Washington played today. They came to play today.
But the amount of talent and the depth that you got, and that's all you do at home?
Seriously. Now, we will take this loss, though. Okay.
Yes, this is a loss that needed to happen. A loss was inevitable.
It was.
It was inevitable to happen.
I'm glad it happened now before the Buffalo game because, honestly, if we went in with this type of performance and got a victory and went into Buffalo still undefeated, then I'd be a little more scared. Now that we got the loss out the way and we can actually, work on our flaws and use this as a humble loss to work on our mistakes and our mishaps, which are obviously needed. This team better wake up. This better be a wake-up call for this team.
It needs to be a wake-up call.
I feel a little more confident going into next week. Even though it is an away game, it's in Buffalo. Buffalo is arguably one of the better teams in the league, if not the best team in the league. But this was a loss that the Steelers needed. And we needed a humbling loss. How many times this week have you told yourself there are issues with this team? This doesn't feel like a win. Because it's apparent they're not really working on the flaws that they continuously talk about.
So use this loss from a team that's in the division that's pretty much a mockery right now and get better. Do better.
Seriously.
Receivers, catch the ball.
Mike Tomlin.
Offensive coordinator, Randy Fichtner. Do better play calling. Think of a game plan.
Seriously.
Mike Tomlin, I want you to go in there tomorrow morning and rip those guys a new fucking asshole and tell them this is fucking bullshit.
I know. Like, he was pissed after the Baltimore game. I didn't see no improvement in this one.
Zero.
I saw worse.
Much worse.
So, Tomlin, you're all talk. I want to see some action. Seriously.
You're arguably coach of the year. Show why you are a candidate.
Seriously, at this point, yeah, definitely. This will prove if Tomlin is coach of the year right here, right now. This is a humbling loss. We need to fix all these flaws. We need to get on the fucking jugs machine. We need to get Fichtner out of power.
We need to get into the goddamn end zone. Because this is ridiculous, man.
The amount of talent we got, I mean, come on, man. I'll take this loss. You know what? In a way, I feel good about this loss because this team needed it. After all the flaws that we've shown all year, we needed this.
Yes, we did.
That's the one. If you want one positive out of this game, it's that. Hopefully, we show it next week against Buffalo. We got a tough test, our biggest test yet against Buffalo in Buffalo on primetime Sunday Night Football. I'm excited, and I'm hoping we can see the best Pittsburgh Steelers team we've seen all fucking year. Because Buffalo is a great team, an all-around good team, great team, offensively and defensively.
Yes.
So you better come out fucking hot. You better work on these mishaps. We could have clinched the playoffs today. We did not. Hopefully we can do it next week. It's going to be a tough challenge, Buffalo.
It is.
They are a great team. They are taking the AFC East. I mean, I want to say taken, but...
They might as well.
They might as well at this point. But, man...
It's going to be a tough task. I don't want to see a goddamn Steelers offense that drops passes and does nothing against a Buffalo fucking defense. I want to see a Steelers offense that can get into the end zone. Receivers catching passes. A game plan and set by Fichtner.
Seriously.
Get your shit together. I don't give a fuck what our record is. I don't care if we're 11-1. You play like this in the playoffs, you ain't getting shit.
Clearly not. That's going to be our mishap. That's why we needed this loss. That's
exactly.
Why
do better.
I would never really take a loss, especially like this, but at this point into the season, with this team and how much talent we obviously have and what we can showcase, we needed it. Hopefully we can work on it.
We'll see next week.
Hopefully this loss is a blessing in disguise.
We'll see next week.
Let's know your guys' thoughts down below, man.
Washington, congratulations. Huge win for you. You gave us our first loss.
And personally, I seriously think you guys will take that NFC East.
And big props to you. Again, I tip my cap to you, man.
I do. So good luck to you guys the rest of the way, man. I think you guys do take the NFC East. As for the Pittsburgh Steelers, I think Eric Ebron said himself on Twitter, humbling loss. So relit the fire, reset. This is what we needed. And hopefully next week we show it.
We'll see.
Against Buffalo. Let us know your guys' thoughts down below, man. The Steelers lose to the football team. What was the score? 23-17.
Yep.
Our first loss of the season. Crazy happened to a team with no name. I know all the jokes, all the memes are already happening right now. Go ahead and say it. Go ahead. But the Steelers lose their first game of the season. They are no longer undefeated. At this point, we needed it. Hopefully we can show some improvement next week and in the next coming weeks. So hopefully we can clinch the playoffs very shortly. But let us know your guys' thoughts down below, man. Here we go, Steelers. We are no longer undefeated, but you know what? It's probably for the best.
Yes, it is what it is.
We'll see what we can do next week, man. Let us know your guys' thoughts down below. Catch you guys in the next one. Here we go, Steelers.
Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you later.
Peace!